was a bunny, and he could not dunk it.
Marquette does a nice job of getting down the floor and trying to establish post-up position. Their big guys try to get as deep as they can and quickly try to get a bull on their back to try to catch the ball inside.
We take a look at Mike Dean as the reach-in foul went on Chauncey Asbury. As I mentioned at the beginning of the contest, he has won 20 games every season that he's been here at Marquette in his first 4.
Have to do him a favor, say hi to Rosemary and Skylar Dean, Mike's parents in New Smyrna, Florida.
There's a double team at midcourt that's hounding South Florida defense. Lafette put it on the floor, but missed the layup, and Raheem Brown clears. South Florida the ball in a 1-point lead. Shadrick Jenkins spinning. Good look down low, and it's put up and in by Raheem Brown.
Very nice play by Shadrick Jenkins, pushing the ball with his head up, made a little spin dribble to try to create something, found Raheem underneath. Raheem has done a nice job so far, TJ, being active, getting himself open along the baseline. Here we see it again, Shadrick pushing with his left hand, a little crossover, and then spin. Real nice dribble moves. Raheem gathered himself with one dribble and went up pretty quick. I'd like to see him do that without that dribble, but still was able to use that basket to ward off the defender.
22nd timeout taken by Marquette. Shadrick Jenkins had a career-high 6 assists as you take a look at him there in the last game against Florida Atlantic, and he's taken over that point guard role this season, the senior.
The power point. Strong point guard. He's made a great adjustment, converting from a big guard spot to that point spot.
And surprisingly, Marquette again going without a true point guard against a very feisty South Florida defense. Bargan will bring it up. Into the game now is John Cliff, who had the ball a moment ago.
Good outside shooter.
And a foul over the back on B.B. Walden coming over the top.
B.B. trying to get around to take that pass. Trying to steal the ball using his quickness.
Take a look at what Seth Greenberg has done at South Florida, as the Golden Eagles will bring Greg Clausen back into the lineup.
Defending out of bounds plays. I know Seth spent a lot of time trying to cover these out of bounds plays. Marquette does a nice job trying to score off a special situation.
Bargan left it for Lafette, and it's blocked by B.B. Walden. Bulls run the other way. Jenkins pops and hits.
Big time field goal right there. Pushing the ball and pulling up. Shadrick with some terrific patience and poise, pushing the ball and reading the situation.
And how about Mike Dean burning his second 22nd timeout inside of 4 minutes? This is typical of him, and we're going to take another look at that block by the freshman Walden.
Bargan actually did a nice job penetrating and dishing off. Lafette didn't have the rise to be able to finish it, and away the Bulls go, hitting the other end. They want to use their speed, want to use their quickness. Defenders converging to cover the basket area. Shadrick with a nice decision to pull up.
Watching Mike Dean coach, he will call his 22nd timeouts. He may call another one if he doesn't like what he sees. You only get 3 in a game. He's used 2 of them in the first 4 minutes.
The Bull coaching staff was kidding around earlier today. They said he'll definitely use them before the 10-minute mark of the first half.
And here's the half-court double team again for South Florida. Cliff breaks through. And right now, the quickness of South Florida giving Marquette some trouble. And here's Steele. Wardle, and he got that one. Brian Wardle comes off a career-high 22 against Northeastern earlier this year.
BB gambled for a steal in the passing lane, just missed it. Wardle made a nice decision to just go one dribble for the ball. He didn't want to take it too close to the defense. Smart move.
And that time, Cedric Smith got knocked to the floor, so the pass was to no one. Marquette the other way. Bargan with a head fake. The floater will go, and a foul on the rebound on South Florida.
Looks like Shadrick got caught pushing on the weak side for that defensive rebound.
That's his second, and we have timeout on the floor. The Bulls off to a good start. 8-5 is the score. Come on back to the Bradley Center in Milwaukee.
BB trying to finish off the play along the baseline. That's the kind of play where he needs to be a little bit more authoritative, a little bit stronger.
The Bulls find themselves behind after that three-pointer. We'll be back in Milwaukee in a moment.
Hark how the bells all sing to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, ringing the tune, ding dong ding dong, ding and the bolt, ding dong ding dong. seems to hear words of the cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they now raise the sound, more than ever. Yeah, while people sing song of the cheer, Christmas is here. Oh, what they said, oh, with that end, came triple tone, cheer every home. Oh, how the bells swing, silver bells.
You have to dig deep to find the source of Intrepid's solid feel. Reinforced door openings, strategically placed steel beams, and an isolated suspension cradle all contribute to Intrepid's supple ride. Take away that sturdy foundation and you have, well, nothing. Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again. Well equipped, 20,440.
Hey, Tommy, is there anything I can do to make you feel better?
I only have one more wish, Steve.
Anything, Tommy. What is it?
I think I could pull through it if you just say something nice about Trinto for one day.
Okay, Tommy. You got it. But he threw 2 interceptions, and he threw behind his receivers all day.
The Big Dog, Steve Dooming, afternoons 3 to 7 on 1250 WTAE, the sports animal.
Back at the Bradley Center, you look at the Marquette huddle and you look at that man, Cordell Henry, who Brad Greenberg has sparked this team so far coming off the bench.
He is an impressive young point guard. Quickness. Got to put a fork in that one to try to gather, but he does. And here, Andrick doesn't do a good enough job of keeping him in front, and the little guy can make that floating pro layup.
Henry was 6 points off the bench, and Marquette now in front as we resume. Chadrick Jenkins picked up his dribble. Starting lineup back in there for South Florida, and Marquette now showing some zone.
It's like a little tight 1-2-2 zone. Bulls have to use that baseline, the short corner we talk about frequently. Raheem's specialty, but it looks like they're chasing him man-to-man along that baseline.
You see the shot clock handling the ball. And Chadrick Jenkins takes the 3 and missed it. They had to force that one up as the shot clock was winding down. And here's Cordell Henry. John Harris just into the game. Down low, it's Clausen. The follow by Wardle. And Cedric Smith clears the board for USF. The lob, and it got knocked away again. Those fast hands of Marquette, they seem to have come to life.
Bulls not careful enough with the basketball. They're trying to push it, but they're turning it over. That's something they haven't done this season. They take good care of the basketball, and they've got to make sure they can get their extra possessions, their extra attempts, by forcing more turnovers than they commit. That's not been the case so far tonight.
A reach-in foul on B.B. Walden, and we see what South Florida has been able to do in the turnover department.
The Bulls force turnovers, 21. That's a +8 compared to what they commit. That gives them a number of shots. They average 12 more shots than their opponents during the season. That's how you make up for 4 shooting nights, by being able to get that ball more times and get up more shots.
The senior Jenkins on that freshman Henry. He got his shot off, could not hit it, and South Florida looks to run.
Henry very aggressive offensively, looking to create one-on-one.
Raheem Brown turns and fires, and that barely drew iron. Marquette on top 17-16 here. South Florida had a 6-point lead just a little while ago. First Conference USA game of the season. Glad you're with us on Sports Channel. TJ Reeves and Brad Greenberg. Courtside here at the Bradley Center. John Harris, who seldom plays, another freshman, handling the ball a moment ago. Now Wardle muscling up Cedric Smith. Here's Henry left alone, and he knocks down the 3.
He has been the difference so far. He is shooting the ball very well from the perimeter.
And great head fake. Cedric Smith catches, fires. It's loose. And a steal by USF. Raheem Brown can't hit. Asbury to follow. And he drew the foul and will go to the free throw line.
Good job by Raheem. Was in the right place to pick up that pass. Did a good job of taking that shot, and Chauncey always active to the offensive glass, pursued that ball. Good team basketball right there. Here you see the loose ball. Cliff trying to chase it down. Chauncey pressuring it and getting right back into the play to pursue an offensive rebound. Both he and Arthur in good position, and Chauncey actually even moved from the right side of the basket all the way across the lane, anticipating the miss on that side. That's smart basketball.
Asbury missed the first foul shot. B.B. Walden will check in. The foul was on Henry, his second. 8 fouls now on Marquette. And for Chauncey Asbury, he's been struggling at the line this season. Now just 10 of 21. He was one of the best free throw shooters on this club in conference play last year.
Yeah, he shot over 70% once he moved into that starting lineup. And I think he'll end up getting it close to 70 again. He's got a nice touch. He's a guy that can make free throws. Sometimes those percentages are a little deceiving early in the season when you haven't gotten to the line quite that much.
Asbury with 8 to lead South Florida. Again, the half-court trap. Henry tries to split the double team and almost turned it over again. Nice hands by Jenkins. Here's Wardle for 3. No good. And Smith the board.
Good weak side rebound by Cedric Smith. That's key in the 1-3-1.
3-point lead for the Bulls. Ball knocked high in the air. Brown catches, fires quickly and missed. Jenkins the weak side rebound and a left-handed shot. How about that?
Seth put his hands up and said thank you. He knew he got a little help from somebody on that left-handed jump hook by Shad.
The offhand, you know it's your night when that goes down, right? A long-range bomb again is no good for Marquette. But on the other side, it's Namaka with the rebound.
Weak side rebound. Your wing people in a 1-3-1 have to cover out on the wing and then get back to cover the basket on the weak side.
Cliff looked like he was a little unsure of what to do there and could not get the shot to go down, and Seth Greenberg wants a 20-second timeout to talk things over with. His club with a 5-point lead here. So this game has been a game of runs, and now South Florida, after trailing by 4 a little while ago, has gone back up by 5. What's the biggest thing that you see as the reason why right now?
Well, I think the quickness has kicked in a little bit. Getting to loose balls, getting some second shots with offensive rebounds. They have really done a nice job getting to the offensive glass by pursuing balls. BB's been in there, Shattuck's been in there, finishing off with that left-handed hook right there. The Bulls have been active, and they have to. They need to get more shots up, whether it's by getting steals and take away possessions from Marquette or by being quick to the offensive glass. This is a game where rebounding is up for grabs.
And the Conference USA opener here in Milwaukee, December the 13th. That's the earliest that South Florida has ever played a Conference USA game. The Bulls looking to go 5-0 if you've just joined us for the second time in school history. And they would love to sneak out of here with a Conference USA win. Andrick Frazier back into the basketball game. You see the three-point shooting tonight. Marquette's not been bashful. They've attempted 13 already. Raheem Brown catches and fires, and that one was nowhere close. Marquette the other way. Henry left alone. And he missed it. But Levesque collects. Now Wardle. And he threw it away.
Have to get up on Wardle. He is a guy who wants to catch it and shoot. That's something that was key in the scouting report. Make sure Wardle has to put the ball on the floor.
We've got timeout on the floor here at the Bradley Center. South Florida on top 31-26. So we will pause. Come on back. A good one in progress. Up north. Stay with us.
Check this out. Stuff goes there. Friends pile in here. You grab this. 132 horses go here. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Dick Vitale. Get ready for the Tampa Bay Shootout. High noon, December 19th. That's right. It'll feature Seth Greenberg and the University of South Florida Bulls as they take on the Tennessee Volunteers. And then next at 2:30, it'll be Notre Dame's women's team, nationally rated and acclaimed, as they take on USF women's team. That's right. Get your tickets early, baby. It's going to be some kind of shootout.
Welcome back to the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. So far, so good for the South Florida Bulls as they lead the Marquette Golden Eagles 35-29. Shadrick Jenkins with 10, Chauncey Asbury with 8, and the Bulls are looking good in the early going. Earlier tonight, I got the opportunity to talk with Al McGuire, the legendary former Marquette coach, and I asked him first to size up what the 98-99 Eagles look like.
They're a solid team. They're going to miss Hutch. Aaron Hutchins last year was a true All-American, in my opinion. So their point guard's a little bit unsteady, and they have a fellow named Henry that can get it done, but he's a freshman, and the best thing about a freshman, they become a sophomore, obviously, and they're a physical team. I think you're going to have problems keeping Brown in the ball game and Reeves. I think they'll both be in foul trouble early.
Tell me a little bit about what this has been like for you, the transition from coaching now. You've been doing broadcasting a long time, but is it interesting for you to do a Marquette game? Do the juices start going again? Do you miss it, or has that gone away?
Oh, I've always had juices, so to say. I think we all try to do the best we possibly can. And I got more on me. Obviously, I'm a Q-tip, but I'm not as old yet that I take paper napkins from fast food restaurants. But I'm thinking about it, so I'm getting up there pretty much. But it's exciting because I can pick and choose. I'm not in the minus pool or Dunkirk financially, and it's nice to be part of something. But the trick with age out there, gang, is to accept it and be part of it. You know, don't get into a house and get depressed and so on and so forth. Get out. There's a lot out here. It's a lot of fun. And before you know it, it's the years go by, and they may as well go by with excitement rather than going by with boredom.
Hey, talk to me about 1977, a special year, a unique year, your last year in coaching, as it turns out, and a year that you won the national championship. I mean, there are coaches that coach forever that don't get to attain what you got to attain. Tell me about that year and what you still remember about it.
Well, I think I'm a lot like Seth Greenberg, your coach, in a lot of ways. I think that he is a builder. He's all he wants is the opportunity to go to the Final Four. Any job you take in life, you should look for the opportunity to get to the Final Four. And then that's all you want. If you get there, fine. If you don't, fine also. But I got the 2 Final Fours. I went and got blue plate specials. I was a city recruiter. Cracked sidewalks, and if you got grass in front of your home, I couldn't recruit your son. So, and I think the key thing in your program down there with the Bulls, I think that they stay in Florida and southeast oriented, and there's enough talent there to get you there. And I just think a magnificent job was done. And I had the game 2 years ago against Marquette, where they lost 71, I think, to 36, and that's
right.
The famous dog in the tree story that happened with Seth. But he's going to get it done. Matter of fact, he's got it done. He got a tough break with 2 kids going down. The kid's named Johnson, the transfer from Virginia. That's going to hurt. But one thing you got to wonder about, will he get credit of another year? See, he's a transfer. You're allowed to get to the 6th year under 3 conditions. Listen up now, 3 conditions. I'll probably forget the 3 of them. Number 1, the Mormons. You go away for 2 years to think. Number 2 is war. We go to war, you can go away for 2-3 years to come back. And the other one is a double medical, which is very, very hard to get. Sam Bowie at Kentucky was out for 2 years with a knee injury. They wouldn't give him that extra year. So I hope he does get another year.
Well, we hope so too. Al McGuire, we could talk to you forever, but we have to run here. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
I like doing it, and I'll be down there for the Final Four. See you all.
We look forward to it. That's the coach, Al McGuire, back with more here at halftime at the Bradley Center. Stay with us.
Americans love to travel. From the East Coast to the West Coast, even the Midwest.
Tickets early, baby. It's going to be some kind of shootout.
University of South Florida basketball on Sports Channel is brought to you in part by Mazda. See what happens when a car company has more engineers and fewer accountants. And we needed some accountants in that first half. For the 17 Marquette three-point attempts, they made 7 of them. That's what kept them in the game. As you take a look inside the South Florida huddle, Seth Greenberg's team 3-0 this season when leading at halftime. They were 9-0 a year ago. That's a very good omen for this club. And for Marquette, the three-point shooting, you take a look at Namaka, one of those guys that was able to knock them down.
Marquette starting the second half with a completely different line when they started the first half. They are definitely trying to match up with the Bulls, going much smaller, more ball handlers on the floor, trying to go quickness for quick.
We're going to talk about how deep that Marquette bench is in just a second as we resume the second half of play. Bargan gets it off to Wardle. Wardle with 7 points in that first half, including 2 of those Golden Eagle three-pointers. Lavette lost it on the way up, and the foul on Raheem Brown, and that's something they did not try an awful lot. They tried it a couple of times early on and then never really came back to Levette in the low post.
Well, Levette normally likes to put the ball on the floor and try to get a little bit closer. That time he made a pretty quick move and just turned in and tried to draw the foul. He always likes to go to this left shoulder. No ball on the floor that time, just a quick turn to try to actually create some contact as much as trying to make a field goal.
Levette is a good foul shooter, as you just witnessed, shooting 77% on the season. And this Marquette team, very deep bench. That first half indicative of it.
They played 12 guys. The Bulls only dressed 9 guys. So definitely depth in their favor. They will hopefully try to wear down the Bulls. I know they tried to get it inside early, maybe try to put some Bulls in foul trouble around the lane.
Here's B.B. Walden. The spin move, a head fake, and he got the shot on the baseline.
He was covered up, but he still was able to squeeze that shot off. Soft touch.
And now the senior Jenkins picking up the freshman Cordell Henry, who starts the second half. Look at the pressure defense. Nice move by Namaka. The Swede off the glass.
BB getting beat. Namaka going to his strong hand, his right hand. You got to keep people in front of you. You want to put pressure, but you want to make sure you keep people in front of you.
Walden couldn't handle the pass as Levette came over to help out. South Florida will maintain possession. As you look at the freshman from Lakeland Kathleen, B.B. Walden, 8 points now in the contest.
Marquette shot 3s in the first half. It looks like the second half, they're looking to get the ball to the rim.
They set the screen for Cedric Smith, but Wardle was right with him. Now Raheem Brown on the baseline. The floater won't go, and Wardle did well to block out. Bargan in transition. No good.
In rhythm on that attempt, still in the right lane.
Jenkins wanted Raheem Brown, but Namaka saw it all the way. South Florida still up 37-33. And Henry says, let's back it up and reset the offense. And a nice steal by Cedric Smith. Lead pass for Walden. Nice body control, and he finishes off. Boy,
wow.
Doesn't look like a freshman, does he?
But Cedric Smith pressuring the ball and still stealing the pass that's fed into the post. That's just an unbelievable defensive play to force the guy to make a tough pass in and then back off him and pick it off. Great job by Cedric.
The hallmark of a Seth Greenberg team, they will guard you, and there's a foul, and Cedric Smith can't believe that call. He thought it was a push-off by Wardle trying to get free, and let's take a look at that defensive play by Cedric Smith.
Cedric is there he is, getting off his man as he's about to pass it, anticipates the pass, is able to steal it.
As we resume live action, a 3 no good. Bargan got the rebound, muscling down low, and Chadrick Jenkins came away with it. Now, what can Seth Greenberg do besides just point it out to the officials? Is that the only thing he can do at this point in the contest? If he's got to be seeing that over there as well as we're seeing it across the way.
Yeah, you've got to try to be diplomatic and letting the officials know that this guy is using his offhand over and over again, and that's not allowed. Just as a guy palming the ball to try to take advantage, you certainly can't allow guys to use their offhand to free themselves up.
On the baseline, it's Bargan. The follow, no good. Namaka got it back. The third try, no good, and a foul over the back on Marquette.
B.B. Walden getting up after that defensive rebound. Quickness into the air, able to get it and draw the foul. Marquette got a couple extra shots in the paint, wasn't able to convert any of them. B.B. doing a nice job to get possession for the Bulls.
Andrick Frazier back into the game for South Florida. Bulls trying to build on their lead. Looking to go 5-0 for the second time in school history. It would be the first time under Seth Greenberg. And there they call a blocking foul as Asbury went to the baseline.
Bargan trying to challenge Chauncey. Chauncey beat him going to his left on the baseline a few possessions ago. Tried to beat him going right. Another possession, and now here he goes to try to go right again. Bargan reaches in, gets tangled up, and draws the foul.
A large foul on Bargan, his fourth. We'll keep an eye on that. And they're going to call B.B. Walden out of bounds. And John Cliff will check in here for Bargan, who must sit down now with still 13 minutes to play and 4 fouls. And he's really not been much of a factor. Only one made three-point shot.
Comes into the game as their leading scorer. Bargan hasn't gotten going, and BB tried to put him out of the game, taking him one-on-one that one little possession there.
And here again is the 1-3-1 half-court trap for South Florida. That was deflected out of bounds. Altron Jackson back in for the Bulls. And Jackson did not score in that first half. He's provided some instant offense several times so far this season.
And he'll be at the point of the 1-3-1. That's a good spot for Altron. He's long, he's quick, gets his hands on a lot of passes.
Henry attacks, hangs, it's short. He got his own rebound, a head fake, and Arthur Reeves jumped right on top of Cordell Henry.
Henry doing a great job following his own miss. Smart play by drawing the foul with a little pump fake. Arthur almost leapfrogged him right there.
Talk about literally jumping almost over someone. Look at this. I mean, he's almost 4 feet off the ground.
Arthur being the good sport, patted him on the back once they both got up.
And they tried to throw it in off the backside of Andrick Frazier, and it almost did not work. That's a cute play, unless it gets stolen.
I don't know if Mike Dean thought it was so cute.
And now we got a hand check called on South Florida out front. Altron Jackson reaching in.
Bonus situation already for Marquette. That is not good for the Bulls. You don't want to give teams chances to score without really earning them. Tough situation. Water will now be aggressive off the dribble. So will some of the other Marquette players, because they'll try to draw some fouls to get to the stripe.
Wardle 1-1, and the free throw good for the sophomore out of Clarendon Hills, Illinois. One of the better shooters on this Marquette team. You see what he has done tonight so far. Back into the 1-1 is also good. The lead is 6. Andrick Frazier will push it up.
Little 1-2-2 trapping defense right now for Marquette. Bulls have to be crisp with their passes.
BB Walden in and out. And Marquette now with a chance to chop into that lead a little further. Wardle down low for Levette. Looks to work on the smaller Arthur Reeves. Wardle with a head fake. And puts it down, and he's begun to take this game over. That's 15 to lead all scorers.
The threat of the perimeter.
Christmas is here, bringing the cheer, ding-a-ling-dong, ding and the bell, ding-dong, dong is the song, ring, joyful ring, call caroling. Once seems to hear words of the cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they power, raising the sound, oh, again, tell, yeah, ring, while people sing song of the cheer. Christmas is here, ding-a-ling-dong, ring, joyful ring, come on, they said, go with the men, ding, joyful tone, ding, every home, call how the bell swings silver bells.
Seminole Indian Casino, where the fun never sets 24 hours a day. Catch the excitement of poker, the fast-paced action of lightning, the thrill of high-stakes bingo. You don't have to travel far for all this fun. It's waiting for you 24 hours a day at I-4 and Orient Road in Tampa. Catch the excitement.
You have to dig deep to find the source of Intrepid's solid feel. Reinforced door openings, strategically placed steel beams, and an isolated suspension cradle all contribute to Intrepid's supple ride. Take away that sturdy foundation and you have, well, nothing. Dodge Intrepid. We're changing everything. Again. Well equipped. 20,440.
Back in Milwaukee, and coach, let's take a look at some great defensive pressure.
The Bulls have ramped up the defense. Look at the players in the stance right there. You got Cedric and Chauncey, and watch this pursuit. We'll get to it a little later. They're in action.
I want you to see that pressure. Here's the inbounds play with 3 on the shot clock, and the Bulls come up with the steal. USF has been hot so far in the second half. They have hit 7 of 11 in the second half, shooting 64%. We want to get back to that defensive sequence. We didn't have time to show it to you, but it is worth it in just a moment.
Bulls doing a nice job right now, spreading out the floor to try to create some driving possibilities, but Chauncey a little bit too quick with that three-point attempt.
And a near steal by Cedric Smith, and here's that defensive pressure last possession.
Just listen closely, you'll hear sneakers squeaking, and look at green shirts pursuing each pass. And if they get beat up to dribble, help out along the baseline, the challenger shooter.
That doesn't necessarily show up in the box score, but great hustle there, and a nice job by our crew to pick that up. Bargan now with 7 minutes to go. South Florida still with a 9-point cushion. Wardle left alone. Off the mark. A rare miss from him, and he popped Shadrick Jenkins right in the smoosh.
The smoosh? What is the smoosh?
That would be the nose, face area, mouth, something. And with that three-point attempt, Marquette has now tried 23 of them tonight, the most this season.
Bulls in the bonus on that next one. Shadrick. Oh, once again, that power point pursuing defensive rebounds. He can stick his nose in there, or in that case, the smoosh in there, and drew the foul. Bulls in the bonus on the next possession.
Very close to backcourt there. B.B. Walden with a nice move, lay it in and draw the foul.
B.B. with quickness. I like what I'm seeing from B.B. this game. When he catches the ball in the paint, he's able to quickly move. Watch him right now. He gets it. He pivots off his left foot. Boom, steps right through. Right to the rim. Bargan, Levette too slow to be able to counter that move. Nice job of interior passing.
You take a look at what B.B. Walden has done twice this season, and take a look at that bottom asterisk.
Back-to-back double-doubles. He's got a chance to get quite a few more before this season is over. And BB's got a nice feel.
And keep in mind, that was the entire team only had 4 double-doubles last season. BB's got 2 himself, and we've got a jump ball there. And on the alternate possession, South Florida will get a new rule in college basketball this year. If it's a held ball, the defense gets it, but that time there was no possession.
Correct. But that's a great job of Raheem getting an extra possession of a missed free throw. Terrific job.
You talk about the play inside. South Florida killing Marquette 43-10.
Treasure keepsakes free with your paid subscription to SI. You'll get Race for the Record, Major League Baseball's official home run chase video that follows the Kings of Swing as they blow by the babe and march past Maris all the way to 70. And Sports Illustrated's special gold-lettered, individually numbered, hardbound commemorative issue featuring Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Call now, use your credit card, get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price and get your 2 great gifts free. It's a home run offer from Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
Take a look at both coaches as they talk with their teams coming down the home stretch. And South Florida has controlled this second half, and they have been very calm about going about it, and they're going to have to remain calm to finish this game off. It's been impressive so far, but still time for Marquette, especially with that three-point shooting, to get back in.
You don't want to give up open threes. You want to challenge every guy that's going to be on the perimeter, and you also want to double down anytime Levette gets the ball. At the offensive end, the key is sharp cuts, crisp passes and sharp cuts. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bulls right now inbound the ball, work it around, and look for a backdoor cut.
You look at the field goal percentage. That should have been 12 of 19. A steal by Marquette and a foul on USF on the inbounds play. 12 of 19 are the Bulls in the second half, 63%. And just as we talked about not putting them on the foul line, Marquette will go to the line with John Cliff having stolen the ball and drawn the foul.
When you're overplayed, you have to back cut. Shadrick was overplayed, didn't do a good enough job shaking free to receive the ball. Got to be aggressive, take your man away from the action, draw the overplay, and hard cut in the opposite direction.
Cliff got them both.
That's a killer. You've got possession of the ball, and 5 seconds later, the other team makes 2.
And a foul in the backcourt on David Diggs, the freshman, over the top of Chauncey Asbury.
This could be a free throw shooting contest these last 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Mike Dean, he's no dummy. He's looked at those stat sheets. He knows who can and can't make free throws. judging from the first 4 games of the year for South Florida. Chauncey has struggled, but history tells us he's a pretty good free throw shooter down the stretch.
Bulls have shot only 58% as a team coming into this game tonight. That one is good, though, for the sophomore at Deerfield Beach. And you take a look at Mike Dean, the Marquette head coach, pacing the sidelines. Arthur Reeves back in for Raheem Brown. And that's for defensive purposes. And what a night for Asbury, who has really come on the last 3 games for South Florida, but only 1 out of 2 from the stripe there. Marquette still in this one, only a 9-point game.
Now, Chauncey's only got 1 double-figure scoring night this season, but he's got 2 games with 9, so he's been pretty close to what he was like last year, making close to double figures when he's a starter.
And another 3-pointer for Marquette, and they almost stole the inbounds pass, and that's what I mean about this lead being tenuous, as another made 3 by John Cliff.
3-pointers versus 1 out of 2 free throws. Those numbers work if you're trying to make a comeback.
A quick 5-1 run, and there's a foul in the backcourt on Cliff. On Shadrick Jenkins, and free throw shooting will be critical.
Shadrick comes in the game, struggling from the free throw line also. Only making 56% when this game started. Making free throws down the stretch. When you play in a competitive conference, you're going to have a lot of games that are going to come down to the last 3 or 4 minutes, and free throws will decide them.
Jenkins 4 of 4 on the night, making 5 of 5.
That percentage is going up right now.
That's 15 for him. B.B. Walden leads South Florida with 17. Chauncey Asbury at this juncture with 15 also. 1 out of 2 again. The lead is 7. Keep an eye on number 22 at the bottom of the screen. There's another 3 by Cliff, and that's a bad shot. And it's not